In our society, bigger is often considered to be better. However, being the smallest does not have to be a drawback. At Marshall Road Elementary School, the staff uses their small size as a tool to build well-rounded students. With only 335 students in grades kindergarten through 6th, there is ample opportunity for staff members to get to know each student. This close-knit community of learners provides a family atmosphere where students are nurtured and challenged. While being in a small school can have its disadvantages, the staff at Marshall Road prefers to look at the benefits.
One of the advantages of being in a small school, being the principal of a small school and having students in a small school is that you know everybody and everybody knows you. I like to greet the kids in the morning, and I like to be out there in the afternoon as the children are leaving. And I know the kids by name, and I think that that adds a lot of security to the students.
I think that the children get a sense of security and a sense of self-worth when they walk through the halls and they recognize everybody. They have a sense of belonging. This is more than just a large building with a lot of people and teachers and textbooks. We have human beings interacting with human beings. The students, I think, benefit because not only when they go from one class to another, they have not just one teacher, but they have a lot of different parents that are kind of tending to them and can address a variety of needs, not only the academic needs, but also some of the social and developmental type of needs that that are so important to this age.
The staff at Marshall Road has one main objective: to do what's best for their students. This philosophy starts at the top.
I believe that we have to make our decisions as educators on what's best for children. And for my years as a principal, I've worked on trying to keep that in perspective, whether I'm ordering textbooks, paper, or hiring a teacher.
It is this attitude of seeking the best for students that creates a feeling of respect among the students and staff. Students are taught to accept and appreciate the differences in people.
A major objective is to enhance respect and appreciation for the individuals in the school, both teachers to teachers, students to students, and involving parents in this too. So it's sort of a community building block to add respect and appreciation for the differences and the achievement of the different students, teachers, and in the community as well.
This open-minded outlook served them well this year with the opening of the Marshall Road Center. Sharing the building with Marshall Road Elementary, it is one of 7 centers in Fairfax County. It was opened at the beginning of this school year to help relieve overcrowding in other centers. The Marshall Road Center serves 25 students in grades kindergarten through 6th.
We have combination classes. Our primary class consists of K through 3, and then we have a 4-5 combination class and a 5-6 combination class. We have a staff of part-time psychologist, part-time social worker. We also have a social worker intern this year. We have speech clinician and an occupational therapist, as well as music therapist and art therapist and a crisis resource teacher.
The classes at Marshall Road Center are small, with only 10 students per class. The center also provides individual and small group instruction in order to help students with a variety of educational needs.
A center is intended to provide intensive services for students who have a whole variety of educational and social emotional needs. Unlike some students who are able to learn in the large classroom setting, our students need to have a small setting with very few other students and a great deal of individualized attention in order to benefit from instruction.
Other hungrier people watch the great empire become bloated.
In each class, the teaching occurs at 2 levels, the subject being taught and the social skills and strategies that the students need to function in the regular classroom setting.
How could a country become bloated? Now, are we talking about the actual country blows up with air? Or is it an analogy?
Analogy?
Okay, what do we mean? Josh, thank you for raising your hand. The USA.
You are constantly reinforcing positive behavior.
Okay.
You are trying to either ignore or stop inappropriate behavior. So I constantly move around the classroom. I may give the evil eye if they are off task. I may make motions like sit down, put it away, sort of sign language. Sometimes I feel like an umpire using hand signals. But they understand it, and it's cues that either they're not aware they're off task or they know that they need to get back on task. So it's a nonverbal cue as well as verbal cues, guiding their behavior and hopefully shaping it so it becomes more appropriate.
For most of these students, the problem is not the lack of intellectual ability, but rather the inability to work within the traditional classroom setting.
Many of these students are of average to superior intelligence, so it's not a matter of cognitive ability. It's more a matter of needing a variety of instructional approaches and interventions from staff so that they can make use of their talents.
Much of the assistance provided to these students involves presenting strategies they can use to help them deal with the world and its problems. Teachers help students identify problems and then explore ways to handle them.
What do you think impulsive means? You don't have to give me a definition from a dictionary, Robert, but what do you think impulsive might mean?
Like you're getting kind of mad or something.
Sometimes you're getting kind of mad, Evan?
On the spur of the moment.
On the spur of the moment. That's very good. Can you think of an example or how you would describe impulsive?
Today I was teaching a social skills lesson, which is adapted from the Fairfax County Social Skills curriculum. What I did last week that led up to this lesson was I gave each student a balloon, and they were to blow it up in 5 seconds, and what they didn't realize was I had put a hole in each balloon. So they had to actually experience frustration, and we talked later about how did they handle that frustration and how did it feel. And I teach them to label their feelings instead of just explode. You know, you put a label to it, and then we work today on strategies of how do you handle that frustration.
Would you say that when I gave you those balloons last week and you were all excited about blowing up those balloons, Evan, and then you found out that they had holes in them and you couldn't blow them up, was anybody in the classroom frustrated?
Yeah, kind of.
Tanya was frustrated. Anybody else get frustrated?
I was kind of frustrated.
Kind of frustrated, okay? Okay, sometimes you get in situations where you are frustrated because you want to do things and it doesn't quite work out. So we're going to talk about frustration today. First of all, we're going to look at something.
What did you get today, Kimberly?
Center students can put the skills they've learned into practice through their participation in mainstreaming. By interacting with students from Marshall Road Elementary School, Center students learn to cope with real-world problems. All Center students eat lunch with the general education students, and most Center students participate in some of the general education classes, usually math, science, or physical education.
Mainstreaming is not a simple concept. It's actually a complex strategy of primarily helping the disabled student to learn how to deal in what we might call a more real-world environment. So there are a lot of demands, not just academic, but also social and emotional. And so in deciding that a student is ready to handle the mainstream is one that we do in collaboration with the regular ed staff here, the parents, and the student's self-contained teacher.
Mainstreaming is valuable to participants from both sides of the stream, as general education students benefit from this interaction as well.
We believe that mainstreaming also benefits regular education students. Unfortunately, a fact of life is that when we label students, other students label each other also. And by having disabled students mainstreamed, it's also an opportunity for the students to learn some tolerance, but also to see that a disability is not necessarily the whole picture of a child, that our students most of the time don't look any different than the other kids in the classroom and actually can excel in the classroom. So I think one of the benefits of mainstreaming is that it can overcome some prejudices that can occur in the regular ed program.
I think it's a wonderful opportunity for everybody to learn that people can be alike and different at the same time, that everybody has special needs, but everybody also has special talents.
Learning to accept people's differences is a major theme at Marshall Road School. At all grade levels, the staff strives to help students understand and develop a caring attitude for others. In the first grade, students learn about people with disabilities as part of their social studies curriculum.
In the first grade, we're just completing a unit on special needs, and we had begun the school year with a unit on the 5 senses and developed this unit as a spin-off from that one. We're hoping this unit will make our students aware and sensitive to people with special needs.
Using the book My Sister is Deaf as a starting point, the first graders studied various disabilities and learned how people compensate for them. In an enrichment activity from the program of studies, the first graders learned what it might be like to be visually impaired.
Even though people have disabilities and impairments, we found out you can still do a lot of things. Now I'm going to do something special, and I want you to pretend you have a disability. Right now, let me see, everybody close your eyes. And I want to see if you could figure out what Mrs. Blesser's doing, even though you can't see me. Oh, a lot of people. Open your eyes, and who can tell me what should I do? Stable. Very good. So even though you had a certain type of an impairment, you can still do a lot of things. Now,
the little children this age just love to experience things, and I think they have a great sensitivity for any person who has a problem, and they're very curious about it. So that's why we thought it would be very good, not only to just read and talk about it and draw a picture, but to give them some type of a real experience where they got a chance to see what would it be like if I couldn't see, and would people be sensitive to me, how would people help me.
In order to develop a better understanding of what being disabled means, the first graders went through centers designed to simulate what it might be like if they were visually impaired.
What is one way that you might be able to see maybe how it would be a little bit if you had a disability? What is one thing you'd have to do? How might you be? Blind. You could be blind. What's one way we might be able to pretend that you might not be able to see?
Have a blindfold.
Have a blindfold. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do now. And there are going to be 3 different centers that you're going to get a chance to go to. And we're going to try and see what it might be like if you had a certain disability or a certain impairment.
In the first station, they were asked to take their blindfolded partner through a maze which was made out of chairs, and to do what's called a faith walk. Take the person by the shoulder, by the arm, and lead them through the maze. In the second activity, they were asked to use their hands once again to feel different objects and then tell what the object was.
Strap, tape. Right. String. Pine cone.
In the third activity, they worked once again in pairs, and they helped each other through on the balance beam and over a small slide, and once again cooperating to help their handicapped partner.
Okay, step up, step, 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 step down.
In an activity designed to parallel and complement the first graders' study, physical education classes provide the opportunity for the entire school to take part in similar exercises. On this day, second graders were exploring and experiencing firsthand some of the hurdles that visually impaired people must overcome.
Okay, I want you to have your Cheerios at 6 o'clock. Where would they be on your plate? Tell me.
Bottom.
At the bottom. Okay, just the Cheerios. Okay. All right. Let's have the raisins at 9 o'clock. Where are they on your plate?
Left side.
The left side.
As an able-bodied person, it gives them sensitivity and moving through the actions of actually experiencing being visually impaired is an experience that children will learn through active learning, sometimes more than just paper, pencil, or through reading. It's another avenue for them to experience.
These different avenues make the educational journey more fun at Marshall Road. Let's continue our travels as we look at an activity that integrates various language arts and public speaking skills. The Roadrunner Review is a videotaped program planned, produced, and hosted by the school's SCA officers. On this weekly program, students present news and features about Marshall Road.
The children and I get together in a luncheon meeting at the beginning of the week on Monday, and we script out and give assignments as to what will be appearing on Friday morning's television show.
Well, you ready for this week's news?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not going to be a busy one, looking at the calendar. Who has any new story ideas?
Well, Jeff Calloway has a good magic trick.
Okay, for the entertainment segment?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. We can write that down. Toby, Dominic
said he had a cheer.
He said he had a Redskins cheer. Do we think we want to try to work that out? Okay, let's get with that. Maybe we can film. Where do you think we should film that?
Maybe in the PE room.
Okay, in the gym.
How many kids are in your...
While making a television show is fun to do, working on the Roadrunner Review also lets students apply skills they have learned in the classroom.
The taping aspect is that the children have, through the ILA program, when Integrated Language Arts came into being, we thought through interviewing techniques as well as actually writing their own scripts, questions that they were going to be using, a little background information, would be fitting very nicely into that type of program.
Hi, I'm here with Emily Spangler and David Perlman to do a book talk. David, what's the title of your book?
Giving Tree.
And who's the author?
Shel Silverstein.
Could you tell us about the book?
It's about this boy, and each time he gets older...
So the children are given the assignments such as a segment for book talk. They know that we're going to be interviewing a primary student and an upper grade student to give a summary of a book that's found in our school library. And the anchor people will go and preview the book and also prompt the student that is going to be interviewed prior to the actual taping. And then during the taping, it's done at various locations around the school.
That is one of the unique features about the Roadrunner Review, the fact that it is not taped in a studio, but is shot on location throughout the school. The students enjoy tuning in each week to see where the Roadrunner crew will turn up.
Hi, I'm your SCA President, Pam Tinley, and I'm here with Gabrielle, Gina, and Adam from Mrs. DiGregorio's class to talk about their bird feeding project. Gabrielle, what is this all about?
Segments for the Roadrunner Review are taped throughout the week, and then the finished program is aired every Friday on the school's closed-circuit television system. The producers try to involve as many students and staff members as they can in each show.
Hi, I'm here with our mystery section of the Roadrunner Review. Mystery person, are you married?
Yes, I am.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I have 3 daughters. They're all in high school.
What are your interests?
I enjoy horseback riding, traveling, and reading books.
How long have you worked at this school?
About 7 years.
What is your job?
I do just about anything.
Have you guessed our mystery person yet? Well, here she is.
Besides being a source of information for the Marshall Road community, the Roadrunner Review also serves as a conduit for instruction. One of the segments that is a monthly feature on the review is the Principal's Challenge. Principal David Meadows and Center Principal John Marston present problems to the students and challenge them to find solutions.
The challenge may be some contrived problem, or it may be a real problem that we're having in the school, and I ask the students for a solution to this problem. Last week or last month, the problem had to do with a traffic pattern out front where there's parents letting students off in areas where it's really not safe. And the children gave me a lot of good suggestions for resolving the problem. The principal challenge for this month is a little contrived challenge, but it gives the teachers opportunity to think and to have the children work on thinking skills. And the intent behind it was to help the students look at a problem, think of the different ways of resolving the problem, and then come up with some solutions to problems.
Let's take a look at this month's challenge as it was presented on the Roadrunner Review, and then watch as one 6th grade class discusses possible solutions.
Using just materials available in your classroom, how can you help Dr. Marston drop those eggs from the ceiling without causing such a mess on our sidewalk?
Okay, we just finished viewing Principal's Challenge for this time, and the question was to use any materials in your classroom. So take a look around for a sec and see what's in here. Okay? You're supposed to use anything in a classroom, not outside the classroom, only what's in here, and figure out how you could help Dr. Marsden to drop those eggs from the ceiling or from the roof of the school without breaking them. Okay, when you have an idea, put your hand up. Let's start brainstorming a little bit. Okay, Matt?
You wrap the egg in a bunch of coats and put it in a cardboard box. Okay. And then drop it.
Well, I was thinking maybe some of the students could stand outside with baseball mitts.
Get all the jackets from the coat closet, tie the arms together, and make a big trampoline or something. And when the eggs drop, catch them in the trampoline.
I think a lot of times it gives them an opportunity to be risk takers and think about different solutions to problems as a group instead of having to worry about what somebody else is thinking about what they say. They get an idea from somebody, and then it triggers something for them to say, and they're more comfortable when everybody's participating in the problem solving. And not that there's a right or wrong answer, and that they might get it wrong.
I think a lot of times, if we're not careful, we teach students to regurgitate information. And I think in this day and time, we need to teach students to think and to look at things differently and to come up with different ideas and possible solutions to problems.
Working together to solve a problem is a valuable lesson for students to learn. In another example of cooperation, Marshall Road School has formed a partnership with First American Bank of Virginia. Both parties emphasize the importance of teamwork.
One of the interesting things is we do have a theme, and we stole it from Henry Ford, and that was coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. And as a result of this commitment to work together, some of the business and school activities that we participate in are, we have a bank student essay contest. We have field trips to the bank where they visit all parts of the bank and then have lunch, and I visit with them. And then we have a First American Bank A for Effort Award, which is given to students who show outstanding effort in the classroom.
The assistance the bank provides is felt throughout the school. For instance, First American has purchased equipment for the school's computer lab. And while the equipment is appreciated and needed, the most important resource provided by the bank has been people.
Okay, this is a trickier one. Which word here repeats on a different page?
I guess the highlight of the partnership is our mentor program. The mentor program gives our staff an opportunity to work with the students on a one-on-one basis. It's beneficial both to the student as well as to the staff member.
All right, the next sentence.
Okay, how many black color monkeys survive?
Okay, and monkeys, you have it right, but the spelling, do you know how to spell monkeys?
Oh.
How do you spell monkeys?
M-O-N-K-E-Y-S.
Very good. You want to write that over, right above that.
So what are they saying? That Lynn, she's going to ride her bike,
and that for every mile she rides, how much money is she going to get?
$10.90.
Okay. All right. If she rides 25 miles, how much will she raise? Okay. So what do we have to do to tell how much money she's going to get?
25 times $10.90.
All right. Excellent. Okay. So it's 25 times $10.97. Okay. Let's work that out.
The benefit for the bank and for Marshall Road School, as far as our partnership with First American Bank, is that we have had a close personal relationship with many students and bank personnel. The people have helped students as far as organization skills and as far as motivation to accomplish tasks. And in areas where students having problems, bank people have been able to help them understand and to get work completed on time. And but I guess overall the most important thing is just sort of the feeling that there's another person there that cares.
But there's one over there that costs $4.50.
Okay.
You want to buy that? Okay, you got to pay Toys R Us $4.50.
$4.
That's $4, and you probably need to give them an extra dollar so you can get some change back. Okay. So you give them $5. What are they going to give you back?
50 cents.
Oh, beautiful.
Propelled by a commitment to the community they serve and by a desire to help educate future employees and customers, First American Bank of Virginia is contributing to the success at Marshall Road School.
Marshall Road is one of the finest elementary schools I've had the pleasure of being involved with. In my early years, I was a classroom teacher. My early years, I was in education, and I recognize good faculty and good students and a good atmosphere when I see it. And hopefully, our participation makes that atmosphere just a little better.
Many threads are woven together to form the fabric of a good school. A professional staff, involved parents, and the support of the community all contribute to a successful school experience for students. It also takes something extra.
I don't think that we could pick to any one thing and say, well, this is, the thing. But I think it's more of an overall attitude of caring for the students and really concerned about their well-being. If they're having a family problem, trying to help them through the family problem, trying to help the family. If they're having a problem with math, and really helping them in math. And the ability for the teachers to really identify students' needs and then to come up with a plan and follow through with a plan to meet those students' needs. I really think that's what makes Marshall Road unique.
This atmosphere of caring is setting the stage for success. By learning to accept the differences in people and to see the value in everyone, students can work together to solve problems and meet challenges, both now and after they leave school. Marshall Road Elementary, along with Marshall Road Center, might be a small school, but it is accomplishing big things.